Hi guys, something a bit different here. I thought I'd show you my Tony Nijjuis Lightning. It's a lovely bit of kit. Now this, I believe, is a plan pack or available as a kit pack from Tony Nijjuis online. I never built it, it's come off eBay. It was a bit of a mistake when we got it, but after a little bit of a rebuild and fettling, here she is. And of course, little corgi one to go with it. As you can see, it's not quite scale, but it's getting there. It's very close. I don't think the wing sweep is quite as accurate, but it's still an intimidating looking thing. Let me get rid of this out the way. I thought I'd show you scale wise. This is an Arrows Hobby Hawk. Superb fly, one of my favourites, absolutely superb. But say it's obviously not scale, but about the same size. Whereas the Hawk uses a diddy little 1300 LiPo 3S. Perfect. You have about 5 minutes of good flight time on that, and maybe a minute just in case you can't get it back in for landing. Excellent flyer. But no, today's video is the Lightning. My daughter chose this, well, for me to film this. She said, "Dad, it's your favourite plane, why not show everyone what it's like?" And it's terrifying. Also, she's all balsa, extremely light, slightly heavier than the Hawk, ever so slightly. And again, not quite scale. She's missing the lines, the engine, the sails. There's a massive prop hanging out the back. It's moving the all moving tailplanes. No rudder, but I don't know who built this. I don't know at all. Again, it was second hand. It was pure guesswork, really, of will it fly. Now I'm using a 1250 kV motor, what do they call them, inrunner. Is it inrunner or outrunner? Outrunner. And it has plenty of power. The prop might be a little bit too big. I do have a little bit of torque differential on the takeoff, but nothing to be worried about. Of all things, thanks to the guys from the, if I can get it off, thanks to the guys off the BMFI Facebook forum, have given me the correct CNG, which is about here. Seems to balance perfectly. I've also fitted a safe system. This one is the FMS Reflex V2. Seems to work fine. As you can see, it's flashing there. It's in optimized mode at the minute, so it'll give you a little bit of a helping hand if you get into trouble. It's a 2200 of all things 3S LiPo to get this thing to balance, so it's got plenty of poke, put it that way. Plenty of room in there. So I never built a balsa model before, so it's all new to me. The entire model, I wasn't sure if it was set right, any bend in the wings, even if the prop thrust is correct. We just bolt it together and give it a fly. Now, of all things, it appears to be vice free. I never really gave it much of a, how can we say, pacing, but it was terrifying. It was incredibly fast. You think the little Hawk's fast, that's twice as fast again on half throttle. It is scary. Now the landing appeared to be quite docile. Power off, slight bit of power, flyer in, and then just hold the flare, and he seemed to sit quite nicely, so it didn't seem to want to bite or do anything stupid, and I'm quite surprised myself. Now I use, like I said, a 2200 milliamp battery on the trusty DX7. Oh, loading F1, lovely, I need to charge that. Now for safe mode, we have that. Now if you notice, I test flew it without safe, and this might give me a hand. This is the first ever plane I've ever fitted with a gyro. You see, if you roll it, there we go, left, it wants to put right in. Now if you go down, it wants to put up in. So that's quite an ingenious system. So I've never used it before. This came with, I think, with a Bigfoot or an Explorer. We never say, we rarely, well, first time we ever used a gyro. And it's simple. flick it off, and you have full authority, albeit a terrifying amount of authority, but no, very surprised. So I don't really see these. As the Lightning is one of my favourite ever aircraft, I had to have one, and I wish I didn't. It's a, oh, I should put that down properly. So if you want to build one, I'm sure they're lovely. They seem to build, it's quite a basic build from looking at the plan. But as for flying, I highly recommend you have some practice first. It's used to be jets, used to be ducted fans, used to all sorts of planes, and this thing was absolutely terrible. I actually lost it on the flight, and my father had to guide me back in because I was so full of adrenaline. 2 minutes in, absolute mess. But hopefully with the gyro, it shall make a hell of a difference. Say, far from beginner's plane, but at least she's back in one piece. So there we go, guys. Something a little bit different. I will do a review on the Hawk, if you want me to do that. But, wow. What a lovely thing to own. Hope you enjoy, guys. And I hope you had a good Christmas. Bye-bye.